if they want to. Talk don't bother me. I want the whole wide world to know that I love.
And welcome to Let Them Talk. I'm Paul DiRienzo,
And I'm
Joni
Miss Joan Marie Musi.
and our guests, Rumi Missabu and Missabu, I got it right,
Yeah.
and François. Say your last name for me once, François.
Chaignaud.
Chaignaud.
Yeah.
All right, François Chaignaud, welcome. And we're here to talk about a whole lot of things, show you some videos, and just have a fun time, talk about the history, I guess in part the history of drag and other things that are happening that are so exciting. This is a real New York show, so we're looking forward to it.
Well, of
welcome,
course,
guys.
Rumi's been on several times before, and welcome back.
Thank you so much, Joni and Paul, for having me back. And we're excited to be back in New York. Both François and me are both doing our own separate tours. And François here first to talk about his exciting dance engagements at St. Mark's Church. So,
St. Mark's
excellent.
Church, okay, we know where that is, of course. That's at St. Mark's and 2nd Avenue, and we're all...
10th Street and 2nd Avenue.
I'm sorry, 10th Street and 2nd Avenue, but up the street from St.
Despite
Mark's
the
Place.
name.
Yeah, right, despite the name, right? And we'd like to hear more about, François, what you're doing. Tell us a
Yeah,
little
I'm
bit.
very glad to be here in New York. And
Yes, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's the first time I'm gonna perform those pieces in New York, and I'm very excited about it, and especially to perform it in this very historical venue.
Yes. Now tell us what type of dance it is that you do.
I don't like so much to tell precisely what it's gonna be about, because then it spoils in a way the experience of
Right,
the
you want to
of the
reveal it
audience.
there.
But I'm gonna perform 2 shows, and both shows are grounded on very real and intense body experience. I don't know if I should say more, but that would define a new way of moving, of behaving, of perceiving, of feeling.
Well, do you feel like part of a modern dance tradition, or?
Yeah, sure. I'm contemporary dance. That's my training, and that's where I come from. Yeah.
Where did you study?
In France, in Paris. Yeah,
Right.
I come from France, and the first show, Sylphide, on Thursday and Friday at 8 o'clock. It's been performed a lot in all over Europe, and but it's the first time it crosses the Atlantic. So
Oh,
I'm
wonderful.
very
So it's
excited.
a New York premiere.
It's a New York premiere, and we had to make I just went out of the rehearsal because we have to make a lot of adaptation for this specific space, which is not a theater but a church.
Yeah, St. Mark's Church is a very interesting space, and they've presented a lot of dance there.
Yeah, interesting but difficult though, because what we do is very visual, and so it's quite hard to manage the light and everything. But on the other hand, it's great because this piece has to deal with death and rebirth, and so it's the perfect place to perform that in the church.
Absolutely. All right, so we do have some material of yours here, and we're going to show it in a little while, but we know you have to leave soon, so we don't want to show it until after you've gone.
Yeah.
Take as much time.
Talk about your dates and the times.
Yes, so Sylphide is going to
Yes.
be on Thursday and Friday at 8 o'clock at St. Mark's Church. And I perform another piece on Saturday called Cockettes, which means daisy in English, at 3 o'clock on Saturday in the afternoon.
Now, do you choreograph your own work?
Yeah.
You do. And do other people dance with you ever, or is it generally solo work?
No, the first piece is a quartet, and the second one is a duet, and both of them have been, it's my piece, but made in a collaboration with one of the other dancers.
I see.
we're-
Now, did you bring the dancers from San
Of course.
Francisco with you?
Oh, I'm based in Paris.
Oh,
I'm not-
but okay. Did you bring them from Paris then?
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I didn't know if you picked up New York dancers or.
No, we have to, because it's very intense and specific. We cannot work with people who wouldn't have trained this way.
Yes, I see. So it's something that's been developed over time.
Yeah.
Yes. It's not just simple choreography
No,
that you
and
can
on
just.
Saturday, Pacorette at 3 o'clock, I'm very, very excited to perform it in the church because I don't want to reveal much, but it has a lot to do also with sexuality and what you can show, what you cannot, and what usually we consider as modern dance, like that can be meant in a very prudish way. And we try to break down all those boundaries between what is erotic, what is choreographic, what is... So I'm very excited to perform it in the church. It can even make the symbolic stronger and
and the controversy more.
Yeah, it's not that I'm looking for it, but I think it can be, for the audience, it can be very an intense experience.
Well, what do you think about burlesque dance?
Oh, I love it. It's not where I come from, but I've enjoyed so much meeting Rumi and all this crowd, because it meets one of other aspect of my work is that I do a lot of transvestite and a lot of drag. But in Europe, especially in France, in the contemporary dance field, it's not considered as something major or important. And so I'm very glad that I can also meet Rumi and all the artists that is gathering, because to me it's
Well,
been
it creates
very
a possibility of crossover too.
yeah, and it's very liberating. And to me, all ways that we can find through dance, through clothing, through theater, through behavior to free ourselves are very valuable. And
Well, isn't it interesting as an artist to be freed from boundaries? Because so many boundaries are put on basically, like you're a painter and you're a writer and you're
a boy, you're a girl,
Exactly.
you're a dancer.
That's what the Cockettes were about, the absolute freedom we had. It was amazing, the freedom we had. François, could you talk a little bit about what you're up to in February? I know you're coming back to the kitchen in February, and he's voguing now. He's learning the vogue. That's...
I have to
Fantastic.
leave very soon, now, because I meet Archie Burnett, which is a legendary voguer from the 80s.
yes.
And the new project I'm working on here in New York that will be premiered at the kitchen in February. It's a collaborative work with 3 other dancers, choreographers. Yeah, based on voguing and what would voguing mean to us, which are not voguers, which don't come from this culture, but how can we feed ourselves with all those
Oh, fantastic
amazing
idea. Yes.
It's also an amazing movement of freedom and trying to use the difficulty of life to make it sublime and art.
Absolutely. And it's such an interesting way to look at things, to pick something outside of your genre.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone laughs at me because I love the dance shows on television.
Yeah.
And the one, So You Think You Can Dance, I just love that because of that exact thing. They take people trained in one technique and they say, try this technique. And it's so fascinating to see which people have no trouble traversing different styles and other people are very rigidly in their own. It's very interesting.
In all my art or dance, I'm very interested in trying to get inspired by any kind of things. It can be looking to the history or looking to other disciplines. I think it's very important.
All right, excellent. So did you want to... Paul, did you want to see something now, or
Are we ready to
with
go?
that?
Are we ready to go?
Okay.
Okay,
Great.
so thank you very much for
Thank
joining
you.
us. I'm going to let
I'm
you
sorry
go.
to leave
Yeah,
you,
I'm
but
sorry you
François?
have to go so
I was
quickly.
so glad
but
to share some time, and very glad to be here in New York with Rumi and spend time with him. I think it's very inspiring also.
All right, excellent. So we're going to go to a tape, and then we'll
Of
come
you,
back.
right? Tell us what the tape is going to be about.
You have, that was the 4th tape. You have
Right,
that?
I have that on, right?
Okay, sure. This is François Chaignaud dancing in my Blue Hour back in San Francisco last year. Shortly after I met him, it's just a snippet of it, so here he goes.
That was fantastic, and we're so pleased that we got to have François here, even for just a few minutes.
I know.
I know he's busy.
Yes, his schedule is so hectic.
Right.
But I admire him so much for taking on the culture and learning all this beautiful dance. It's so inspiring.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And we're going to go right to another piece, which is called The Glitter Emergency.
Yes, let me tell you about that. This is a film I just, I started doing this film in March before I came here in April when I was last on your show.
Right.
And it's with members of the San Francisco Ballet. And it's a Cinderella story, basically, loosely based on a peg-leg ballerina.
I see that in the graphic.
Yeah.
It's coming right
and
up.
I play one of the evil stepsisters who won't let her go to the ball.
It's nothing like a villain role.
She has a glitter emergency, and we'll play a little snippet of that. So here's Glitter Emergency. I'm really proud of that. It's directed by Paul Vesta, and he's in New York, and he will be performing live, doing the Tchaikovsky Concerto in D live at my show at the Envoy Gallery on Sunday, October 17th.
Oh, fantastic. And we'll go over those dates
Sure,
again
okay,
when we
sure.
get back.
So here's Glitter.
talk.
Well, I'm very excited to know that there's going to be the New York premiere of this piece.
Yes, a beautiful piece. I was so proud to be in it. I happened to be, the way I got the part, I happened to be in performing in a church in Jersey City when I was here last year in October. And the director happened to be on the bill playing violin, and he asked me if I would like to participate as one of the evil stepsisters. So I'm so happy to be.
What a great part. And also, tell me a little bit about the involvement of the San Francisco Ballet.
He asked about the ballet, the Costa Ballet, and Jaime, the principal dancer, if they wanted to play the Pixies in it, and they played Pixies, and they did, I don't want to give away the plot, but they annihilate the stepsisters at the end with pixie dust.
Oh.
So we're going to be showing it at the Envoy Gallery as part of my event. I'm doing a big event Sunday, October 17th at the Envoy Gallery, which is now morphed into the NP Contemporary Arts Center. It's becoming an arts center.
It's bigger, expanded,
bigger,
yes.
expanded,
And tell us where that is.
today.
That's on Christie
That's
Street?
at 131 Christie Street between Delancey and Broome.
All right, so it's easy to get to.
So come on down to
And
that
that's
on Sunday,
October 17th at
6 to 9. With
6 o'clock.
with continuous entertainment from 6 to 9. Live performances, films, strolls.
And this film is going to have a live musician.
Live,
Yes.
Paul Vester,
The director's going to be playing live, which is fantastic.
Uh-huh.
Now tell us about what else you're doing while you're here, because I know you've got just a whole range of events.
Yes, well, when Francois announced he was touring here, I had to come no matter what. So I put together a small tour with the Envoy. And then this Saturday night, I'm performing at Click and Drag, which is an annual fetish ball at Santos Party House in Chinatown.
Well, that should be fun.
Francois and I went last year and had the best time. It was the best party I had been to. So I just asked the producer, hey, I'd love to be in it. He said, oh my God, the Cockettes, I'd be honored. Please, please be in it. So it's going to be me, Lady Rizzo, Amber Martin, Narcissus Sister, and the Pixie Harlots. And I hope I haven't forgot anybody, but
come down and see who else is there.
Yeah,
but
it should be a hoot.
It should be really fun.
It's this Saturday night, the 9th, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Excuse me,
Don't
to
get there
4
that early.
a.m. We went. I took Francois last year. We had such a great time. He was dancing naked on the tabletops. On the.
All right, and tell us where that is again.
That's on Lafayette Street, between Walker and White.
All right, so downtown, yes.
In Chinatown.
All right, excellent. Well, that sounds great.
And maybe we should segue into another short piece.
Great.
This
Why don't you
piece
tell
is
us
called-
what's up?
I've been working on a film called Children of the Cockettes, about all the legacy of what we have inspired as
Wonderful.
as Cockettes, all the things that have come forth, including my stint as recreating my role after 40 years as Madame Ginsling.
And just for people who haven't
Yes?
seen you on the show before, why don't you give a quick capsule of who the Cockettes were?
The Cockettes were a loosely based performance group. We began in New Year's 69, 1970, and originally we were 10 men, 3 women, and an infant, and anyone could be a Cockette. All they had to do was jump on stage and become one, and that's how...
Got some glitter on.
Oh, yeah. And they were in the show forevermore, so as archivist now for the group, I count 168, and everyone became a Cockette, from the disco star Sylvester to the movie star Divine.
All right.
They all had stints of the group. So I've been working on this work in progress by the Belgian filmmaker Benoit. And here's a little snippet from Children of the Cockettes.
All right, excellent.
I haven't seen this.
Sit back and take a little time travel trip with us this week. Back to the late 60s and early 70s with the Cockettes, San Francisco's infamous glitter glam, gender-bending, free love, sex-loving, drug-loving, high-drag theater troupe, and via a musical the group performed in 1971, Pearls Over Shanghai. Pearls Over Shanghai has been resurrected and performed by the Thrill Peddlers twice weekly since last June in San Francisco's Hypnodrome Theater, packing the small theater's house almost every show, and has been extended several times.
I'm Russell Blackwood. I'm the producer of the Hypnodrome, Thrill Peddlers' home in San Francisco, south of Market. And for the past 2 years, we've been hotly involved with the Cockettes and their material from the early 1970s and reviving these great pieces of theater of the ridiculous with some of the people who made them. The music is all by Scrumley Caldwell.
I was the first music person in the Cockettes that I had to play for the very early shows. We were heavily influenced by the music from the movies of the 30s and 40s.
So welcome to the Cockettes. Enjoy the show.
The film reunited a huge interest in the Cockettes and educated many people who had never heard of us before.
When Bill and I were making the movie, part of what we really felt from the very beginning is that we didn't want to make a Look What You Missed movie. We wanted to make a Look What's Possible movie. And I think that one of the great things that's come out of the movie and that's been gratifying to us is that there's been so many.
It's such an interesting project to go on and see everything that you've influenced over the years, and so many people you have, and it's not just a part of the gay liberation movement, but the human liberation movement.
Absolutely,
I think.
And it's incredible what we've spawned and what continues to come out of it. 2 days before I left San Francisco, I met with the curators of the Denver Museum of Contemporary Art, and late next year they are mounting a huge exhibition on the counterculture.
Oh, fantastic.
And will include the Cockettes.
They have a huge part in
and,
it, yes.
Dear Anna Halprin, too, the beautiful dancer. You know Anna Halprin?
Yes.
She's still around, and she's a François master teacher in San Francisco. So it's going to be really, really nice to have something in the museum. We did our 40th anniversary just last December 3rd at MoMA in San Francisco.
Yes, I remember, and that's wonderful too. Yes, well-deserved recognition.
Justin
Absolutely.
Bond and Lady Miss Gear came out to host it, and it was a glorious event. So that's what I'm pushing for now. I've taken it out of my backyard and my house into the nonprofits. Did all that, then took it to the galleries, and now I'm putting it in the museum.
That's where it belongs, absolutely.
So we've got one other short clip I'm really proud of.
Okay, great.
I did while I was here just this past April, and it's a music video that I covered for a Brooklyn-based alt group called Mirror Mirror, and the song is Interiors, and here's a little snippet from Interiors, directed by the lead singer of the Mirror Mirror, David Riley.
All right, excellent. Okay, well, it'll be up in just 1 second.
Sure,
Now, tell us a little bit about the band, Mirror Mirror.
I call them an alt group, but...
Now, if people want to see more of these little, more of the whole thing from the clips that we've seen tonight, why don't you tell them where, when, how?
Sure. Sunday, October 17th, I will be hosting an evening called Cocktail of Glamour and Anarchy at the Envoy Gallery at 131 Christie Street between Delancey and Broome. And the time is 6 to 9 p.m. with continuous entertainment. of live performances and all these films.
And all
in
the
their
films in
entirety.
their entirety,
Yes,
yes, which will be wonderful.
So come on down. It's a free event. I'm also going to have an auction that night, once an hour, at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 9 o'clock, of rare Cockette memorabilia.
Oh, now there's a draw.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to want to be there for that.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Rumi Missabu, for joining us on Let Them Talk, and we hope to have you again sometime soon.
Thank you so much, Paul and Joni.
All right, thank you.
Cool.